In today's episode, we're talking about something that can feel a little loaded, gratitude. Specifically, how do you feel grateful when life is not exactly Instagram worthy? At the end of this episode, I'm going to share a little gift with you, the 2025 Self-Care Advent Calendar, plus a discount code just for my listeners because you deserve a little support and softness going into this new year. So take a deep breath. You don't have to be the grateful, glowing goddess just yet. Today, you just get to be human. Welcome to How to Lose the Weight, the podcast for women ready to stop waiting for someday and live life now. I'm your host, Holly Toscanini, and I'm here to help you break free from perfectionism, self-doubt, and the someday mindset. Together, we'll dive into real conversations about self-trust, empowerment, and living authentically. If you're ready to reconnect with your intuition and step into your power, you're in the right place. Let's lose the weight and start living fully right now. Hi, friends, and welcome back to How to Lose the Weight. I'm your host, Holly Toscanini. Maybe this year has been heavy. Maybe your body's changing, your career is shifting, or your family dynamics are complicated. And yet, everywhere you look, people are posting "so blessed" on their social media pages and these perfectly lit Thanksgiving tables. And you're kind of over here thinking, I am grateful, but I'm also tired and sad and maybe a little resentful. Does that count? Or am I doing gratitude wrong? If that's you, this episode is for you, because today we're going to talk about the pressure to be grateful even when things are hard, the difference between genuine gratitude and toxic positivity, how to let gratitude coexist with grief, frustration, and imperfection, and a few simple practices you can use this week to feel more present without faking it. So, let's start with the elephant at the Thanksgiving table, the pressure to feel gratitude. You know the scene. Everyone goes around the table and shares what they're thankful for. Some people gush about their promotions, their vacations, their perfect kids, or new kitchens. And you're sitting there thinking, I'm grateful I made it through this year with my sanity mostly intact. Does that count? There's this unspoken rule that gratitude has to be big and shiny. I'm grateful I found my soulmate, or I'm grateful for my dream job, or I'm grateful we finally bought the house. But what if your year looked more like, navigating menopause symptoms, caring for aging parents, dealing with health issues or financial stress, or watching your kids struggle, or just holding yourself together through another round of plot twists? Where does that fit in the gratitude circle? And for a lot of midlife women, Thanksgiving can feel like performance art. Smile, say the right thing, don't be the downer, don't make it weird. And underneath that, there's a quiet guilt. I should feel more grateful. Other people have it worse. Why can't I just be thankful and happy? Well, here's what I have to say to that. I want to tell you very clearly, you are allowed to feel grateful and exhausted. You can be grateful and disappointed, grateful and grieving, because gratitude isn't a personality test you pass or fail. It's an orientation, a practice, a way of noticing what's here without denying what hurts. So, if you've ever felt like you're failing at gratitude because your life hasn't been tied up with a cute little seasonal bow, you're not alone. You're just honest. And that honesty is actually the doorway to a deeper, more meaningful kind of gratitude, the kind that can stand next to grief and not turn away. We'll get there. But first, we need to talk about the thing that blocks that kind of gratitude, toxic positivity. I want to begin by defining our terms because gratitude gets used as a cover for all kinds of emotional nonsense. Healthy gratitude sounds a lot like, okay, my life is not perfect. There are things I wish were different. And also there are things I appreciate and I want to honor. Now that's honest, and it makes space for both things to coexist. Toxic positivity, on the other hand, sounds more like, everything's fine, I'm fine, it's all good, other people have it worse, I shouldn't complain. Now, on the outside, I know that sounds positive, but on the inside, it feels like emotional constipation. Toxic positivity says, don't feel that. Don't say that. Don't make anyone uncomfortable, including yourself. And the problem with that is when you shut down negative emotions, you also numb your access to genuine joy. You can't selectively numb feelings. If you push down your grief, your anger, your disappointment, you're also pushing down your capacity for delight and awe and real gratitude. So what does toxic positivity look like in real life, especially around the holidays? Well, it could be telling yourself, I should be grateful, when you're actually resentful and exhausted from doing all the emotional and physical labor. Or maybe it's dismissing your own pain because other people have it worse. Or forcing a smile through difficult family dynamics because it's the holidays. Or maybe for you, it's saying, I'm blessed on social media while you feel lonely, unseen, or overwhelmed. And listen, there's no shame here. Most of us were never taught to hold complex emotional feelings. We were taught to be nice, not to be honest. But here's a shift. Instead of using gratitude as a mask, what if we use it as a lens? One that doesn't erase the hard stuff, but lets us see what's still good, still meaningful, and still ours. So if you've been using gratitude to talk yourself out of your own feelings, that's not spiritual maturity. That's self-abandonment, just in a really cute font. You can let that go. This year, let's get really real. Now, for a lot of you listening to this podcast, this holiday season might feel different. Maybe there's an empty chair at the table this year. Maybe a relationship ended or somehow changed. Maybe your body isn't cooperating the way it used to. Maybe your kids are far away or your parents don't remember your name some days. You might be thinking, how am I supposed to feel grateful right now? And here's the thing. Gratitude and grief are not mutually exclusive. They're often roommates. You can miss someone deeply and be grateful for the years you had with them. You can be frustrated with your body and appreciate that it carried you through another hard season. You can be disappointed in how certain dreams turned out and still see the small moments of tenderness and beauty in your day. See, we've been sold this idea that gratitude has to mean I'm happy with everything. I wouldn't change a thing. No. Sometimes gratitude simply means I found one good thing in a day that was mostly hard. I noticed a small kindness when I really needed it. Or I'm thankful I survived what I wasn't sure I could survive. That is valid gratitude. That is courageous gratitude. So, if this season feels heavy, your work isn't to pretend everything is fine. Your work is to let gratitude sit next to the pain without forcing either one to disappear. Now, that might sound like, I'm grieving a loss, and I'm grateful for the support I do have. I'm frustrated with my body, and I'm grateful I can still walk my dog. I'm lonely right now, and I'm grateful for the friend who texted to check in. It's not either or, it's both and. And once you allow that both and to exist, something softens, and you don't have to fight your own reality anymore. You just get to tell the truth and see what goodness still lives inside it. So let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life on a random Tuesday in November when the sink is full and your to-do list is laughing at you, and you are one minor inconvenience away from walking into the woods and starting a new life. I want to introduce you to the idea of glimmers. Now, these are the tiny moments of okayness, joy, or beauty that happen in the middle of the mess. Not a life makeover, not a my mindset is transformed moment, just little flashes that remind you, I'm still here. There is still something good. A glimmer might be the quiet 5 minutes you get with your coffee before anybody else in the house wakes up. It could be the way the light hits the trees in the late afternoon, or a song that makes you feel like yourself again, or that one family joke that always lands even in a tense room. Your nervous system needs these glimmers. They don't erase the hard things, but they give your body a break from constantly scanning for what's going wrong. Now, here's a simple practice for this week. The 3 glimmers practice. Every day, maybe before bed or even while you're brushing your teeth, ask yourself, what's one hard thing I carried today? What's one thing that helped me get through it? What's one small moment I'm grateful I noticed? Write them down if you can. And it doesn't have to be poetic. Hard thing, mom's doctor's appointment. Helped, my friend texting to check in. Glimmer, the nurse who made my mom laugh. This is not about pretending the hard thing was secretly a blessing in disguise. It's about giving your system a fuller picture. Yes, it was hard, and there were things that supported you. That's what grounded gratitude looks like. Now let's wrap up with a few concrete practices that you can use during this holiday week. And none of them require you to be cheerful, only honest. Number 1, rewrite the "what are you grateful for" question. If the classic "what are you grateful for" question feels like a pop quiz, try changing it. What if you changed it to "what helped you get through this year?" Or "what or who made things even 5% easier for you?" Or "what are you glad you didn't have to face alone?" These questions make room for reality. They assume life is complex, not curated. And you can use these around the table in a text thread or with friends or in your journal. Number 2, the 50-50 list. Split a page into 2 columns. On the left-hand side, write "things I wish were different right now." And on the right, write on the right, "things I'm grateful for right now." List a few items in each and just let them sit next to each other. No fixing, no explaining. This is a visual reminder that both can exist and that gratitude doesn't require you to minimize your pain. Number 3 is the sensory gratitude in real time. Now, I like this one best. Instead of pushing for big conceptual gratitude, "I'm grateful for my life," this gives you an opportunity to tune in to sensory details. "I'm grateful for the warmth of this mug in my hand." "I am grateful for the sound of my niece laughing in the next room." "I'm grateful for this slice of quiet peace in my car before I go in the house." Anchor your gratitude in what you can see, taste, feel, or hear right now. This keeps you grounded in presence instead of pressure. Now, as we close, I want you to hear this. You don't have to earn your right to be here by having a perfect gratitude list. You are allowed to show up this season as you are, a little tired, a little hopeful, a little messy, and a little grateful. Your gratitude doesn't have to be polished to be real. If all you can say this week is, "I'm grateful I'm still here trying," that's enough. Now, before we wrap up, I want to offer you something to support you through December because I know the holidays can be a lot. I've partnered with some amazing creators to bring you the 2025 Self-Care Advent Calendar. Think of it as a gentle daily nudge back to yourself. These are short, doable practices to help you find small pockets of rest, joy, and reflection as you move through the end of the year. You can get it in the show notes for this website, and you can look at my Instagram page at hollytoscanini.com. And because you're here listening with me, you'll get $5 off if you use the code HOLLY5. Check it out. Use HOLLY5. Get $5 off the calendar price. That's my way of saying thank you for being a part of this community and for the courage it takes to keep doing this inner work. Now, the offer's good through December 30th, so you have some time, but don't wait too long. Let this be one thing you do for you this season. As always, if this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who might be maybe dreading the holidays and needs permission to feel what she feels. Tag me on Instagram at Holly Toscanini with your biggest takeaway. I truly love hearing what lands for you. And if you haven't yet, make sure you're following or subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for your honesty, your heart, and your willingness to build a life that doesn't require you to pretend. This Thanksgiving, may you find glimmers that are real, even if they're small. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Let it be imperfect. And remember, there's nothing left to wait for. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to How to Lose the Weight. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a conversation. And if you found value in this episode, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It really helps the show reach more women like you who are ready to step into their power. For more insights and inspiration, follow me on Instagram at Holly Toscanini or visit hollytoscanini.com. Until next time, remember, stop waiting and start living.